first 10 minutes of Inside, the long-awaited Limbo follow-up from developer Playdead, swing between being beautiful, haunting, and terrifying. Sometimes it's all three at the exact same time. From there, it adds intrigue, wonder, and shock on top of those and never lets up. For that reason, it's best if you take my word for it and go in completely blind to discover it for yourself. But if you need to be convinced, keep watching for more on this visually stunning, thought-provoking, and mysterious masterpiece. Inside is quite simply one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. Every frame appears to have been meticulously crafted and polished several times over. From dust particles hovering in smoky air, to raindrops splashing down in a bog, to golden sunlight beaming onto your unnamed red-shirted boy avatar through a window, everything has had an artist's full and undivided attention. I often stop just to admire my surroundings, taking in the subtly detailed animations, moody lighting, boldly contrasting color palette, and even the eerily unsettling sound design. You can hear him breathing hard after he's been running for a while. You can see him stumble after he jumps and sticks a running landing. Gray paints a lot of the scenery, but color, often red, is used to draw your eye where the designers want it to go. Camera work is also laudable. The perspective only ever shifts slightly, but there's always a visual reward anytime the camera moves closer, pulls further out, or changes angle. Nothing I can say will prepare you for the vague, wordless events of Playdead's physics-based puzzle platformer, but without spoiling it, it seems virtually impossible to not be shocked by what transpires. As you break into Inside's militaristic complex and plumb its increasingly strange depths for the 3 brisk, well-paced hours it takes to complete the campaign, it continually changes in unexpected ways. When you end up in a one-man submarine, it's only the beginning of the mystery. I'm still thinking about Inside, what it means and what it says about humanity after playing through it twice. Inside's gameplay is similar to Limbo's simple but atmospheric 2D puzzle platforming. Deaths are frequent and can seem unavoidable and unfair at first, but they're actually lessons that teach you both what to do and what not to do. Something has to, because there are refreshingly no on-screen or spoken instructions whatsoever. And when you die, the animations are so varied and at times over the top as to be entertaining and sometimes unnerving. Checkpoints, meanwhile, are liberal enough and load times are brief enough that death never feels like much of a penalty. Like in Limbo, your only buttons are jump and interact, with subtle cues of hue or light directing your attention to where it needs to go. The puzzles themselves are a bit easier than those in Limbo. I never got hung up for more than a few minutes before having a gratifying puzzle-solving epiphany. They're intuitive while not necessarily being obvious, and the handful of puzzle mechanics are mixed and matched enough that Inside never wears out its welcome or succumbs to repetition. As a short game, Inside wisely ends before it runs out of ideas to sustain that freshness. And Inside's puzzles serve as the vehicle that drives its storytelling. No explanation is ever given for why the boy is alone in the woods at night, nor why he sneaks into the mysterious facility, or what he hopes to achieve there, much less who is trying to stop him. Things happen in this game that are practically indescribable. It's almost dreamlike in that it can start in a logical, grounded place and somehow end up somewhere far more fantastical. I urge you to play it, both because it's a masterpiece, but also because it would be a crime to ruin what happens here. I can practically guarantee you that you will not expect where Inside goes. Inside very clearly builds upon what made Limbo great, and in fact builds something greater. Its incredible final moments may leave you dumbfounded, confused, and quite possibly speechless, but it will fuel heated discussion with your friends about its meaning, its message, and its intentions. It's a short ride, but one I felt compelled to take again, including a search for its mysterious hidden orb collectibles. Play it soon before anyone spoils a single big moment for you. For more on Inside, stick with IGN.